Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my beginner's yoga class focused on mobility and flexibility. We're going to start today by doing yoga breath or Ujjayi breathing. And this is important because we use this breathing technique throughout our asana practice. So yoga is the breathing plus the movement is called an asana. So let's sit up nice and tall. And breathing is really deep belly breathing. So you breathe all the way in from your belly protrudes. Inhale, and then you exhale also, both through your nose, like you're fogging up in the air when you're exhaling. There will be a snoring sound in the back of your throat. So let me demonstrate one time, and then we'll do it together. So inhaling. Exhale. You hear that snoring sound. So let's do it together. Ready? Inhale. And exhale. So just keep that breathing in mind when we do our poses. I've given you some instruction, inhaling, exhaling, and that's what you'll do. Okay, let's go ahead and stand at the top of our mats, and we're going to begin with Surya Namaskar A or Sun Salutation A. I'll give you instructions if you've not done this before, so you can just watch and also learn. We'll do this twice. So inhaling, arms above the head, looking at the thumbs. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, and then exhale as we go back to high plank, to low push-up, to upward dog, and to downward dog. And downward dog, we have our heels as close to the ground as we can, our hands with our palms and our fingertips with the weight balanced in between those, and our drishti, or our focal point, is at our navel. And we'll be here for a few more breaths. We typically would do 5 breaths here. So let's do 2 breaths together. And exhaling. Step forward to the top of your mat. Exhale as you bend forward, and inhale as you come up to standing position. Exhale, arms to the side in the Samastiti position. Let's do that one more time with the flow. Inhaling, exhaling, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, high plank. Do low push-up. You can also do your knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog for 5 breaths. Breathing in. Make sure you stretch your heels to the back of the mat. 2. 3, big no. Weight evenly distributed between your palms and your fingertips. 2. And as we exhale for 1, step or jump forward to the top of your mat. Exhale as you bend forward, and inhale as you reach up, looking at your thumbs. Exhale, Samastiti. So now we'll do Surya Namaskar B. This is similar, but there's a little bit of a change in the middle. You should be getting used to the flow. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We do our flow. High plank, low push-up. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps into a runner's lunge between your hands. Left foot at a 45-degree angle. And we stand up with our right knee bent, looking at our thumbs on straight. Go back down to the ground and flow. High to low. Up dog. And down dog. And we'll be here for 5 breaths. As you're breathing here, continue to stretch out your calves. This is a good warm-up. Drishti is at your navel. And keep that weight evenly distributed. Let's do 2 more breaths. As you exhale for your final breath, step or jump between your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Then inhale. Reaching up. Exhale, Samastiti. Now we'll do that one more time. Let's do a nice flow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, your high to low. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Stepping forward with your right foot. Runner's lunge, left foot at a 45-degree angle. Right knee bent, arms overhead, left leg straight. Now we go back down to the floor, to our flow. High to low, up dog, down dog, left foot into a runner's lunge, top of your mat, right foot 45-degree angle, foot on the left, right foot on the ground, arms up overhead, belly pointed straight forward, and be slow. High plank, low push up, inhale up dog, exhale down dog for our final 5 breath stretching. As you breathe here, think about breathing into your low back and relaxing versus keeping your muscles all tight. 2 more breaths. And exhaling, step or jump to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Bending forward, exhale, inhale. Karatsu, standing. Arms at your side, Samastitihi. Now we'll do Padangusthasana. So standing pose, feet hips width apart. Arms overhead, bending forward at the waist. Take your peace fingers and grab your big toes. Looking forward, take a nice inhale. Exhale, pulling your belly to your thighs. Your knees can be slightly bent. Shoulders away from your ears, and we'll be here for 4 more breaths. As you're breathing, continue to pull yourself down. As you exhale, just relax into this pose. 2 more breaths. On your last exhale, release your toes. Do a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale. Arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Now we'll move into Utthana Parsvanasana, side ankle pose. I'm going to start here. We will turn your body, bring your right leg about 4 feet apart, arms out to the side, and we bend our right leg, right knee bent to a 90-degree angle. Your foot can be out, so you're like on narrow railroad tracks to keep your balance. Take an inhale and exhale as you forward fold. I'll be teaching the basic pose here. If you know a more advanced pose, you go ahead and do it. So keep your elbow on your right thigh and twist your body so you're trying to point your heart to the sky. Your left arm is straight. And then move your left arm so it's over your left ear so you feel that nice side body stretch on your left. We'll be here for 2 more breaths, so just breathe into this and relax. And on your exhale, your last exhale, lower your arm down, inhale as you stand up. Now we're going to switch feet, so our left foot is pointed at 6 o'clock, our right foot is on the narrow railroad tracks at either a 45 or 90-degree angle. Bend your left knee. Inhale as you put your elbow on your knee for traction. Arm overhead. You're bending at the waist and you're twisting your torso. Your arm is straight up. When you've twisted and you have the position set, move your arm so it's stretching over your ear and you feel that stretch on the right side of your body. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. Make sure you keep turning and twisting, looking up to the sky. On your last exhale, bring your arm down. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, bring your feet together at the top of the mat, and we're going to do our flow. Arms up, inhale. Arms down, exhale. Halfway lift. High plank to low push-up.
Shoulder.
Upward dog. Downward dog. And we step to the top of our mat. Now step to the right, about 4 feet again. This is a similar position, but we're going to twist. I'm going to use a block to show if you're a beginner and you have a block, you would know how to use it. So we'll point our right foot to 6 o'clock position. Again, get a nice firm foundation with your left foot. Bend your right knee, arms up. As you exhale, twist your body so your left arm is coming. Your elbow is on the top of your right thigh, and you're in prayer position here, and you're twisting your torso to look up to the sky. If you need to use a block, or want to use a block, you could take a block and put it down next to your foot and reach your arm up and over your ears. We'll be here for one more breath. Exhale. Inhale as we stand up with your arms outstretched. And we flip to the left foot. Left leg, or left knee, right 90-degree angle. Take an inhale and we twist to the left to do the same thing on the left side. Our right elbow can be hooked on the back of our left thigh in prayer position, twisting our torso and looking up to the sky. Okay, so let's be here for 4 more breaths and breathe together. Yep. Inhale for 4. Inhale for 3. Make sure you continue to twist. Inhale for 2. Try to relax into the pose and just breathe into the lower back and into that stretch. Then inhale, good for 1. As you exhale, come back up to a standing position. And feet together, you're back up to the top of your mat. Now one of my favorite poses, because I always think of this as proud warrior, but it's actually Virabhadrasana B. It's a warrior pose. So we start at the top of our mat, take a nice wide step again to our right. Same thing, we put our right foot at 6 o'clock, our left foot at a 45-degree angle. Both of our legs are engaged. We bend our right knee to 90 degrees and raise our arms. Both arms should be taut, belly pointing straight forward, but we're looking out over our right fingers, our right middle finger. And we're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. So as you're breathing, you want to make sure your shoulders are away from your ears, that you keep your back leg and your front leg engaged, as well as your arms engaged. As you exhale for the final breath, take an inhale, arms overhead, keep your arms up, switching your feet. So your left foot is pointed to a 6 o'clock position. Bring your arms back down to a horizontal position. Bend your left knee, belly pointed ahead, but you're looking out over your left middle finger.
Good.
And we'll be here for 4 more breaths. Exhale for 4. For 3. Sure you keep that left knee at a 90-degree angle. For 2, and keep that right leg engaged with your foot flat on the ground. Exhale for 1. Inhale, arms overhead, feet together at the top of the mat. arms down to Samastiti. The last standing pose is Vrksasana, or tree pose. And I will teach the beginner pose. If you have a more advanced pose, you're more than welcome to use this. So we put our feet together, hips width apart. We start by balancing on our left leg. And so the left leg is engaged, knees not locked out, but glutes, left leg engaged. You can put your right foot either use as a kickstand. You can have it on your calf or on your thigh up high. I'm going to show the calf version. Hands together in prayer position. You keep that left leg engaged. Your drishti should be at a point slightly in front of your mat. Your abs are engaged. You'll be here for 3 more breaths, and if you are comfortable in your standing position, go ahead and grow your branches. Inhaling for 2. Inhaling for 1. Hands back to prayer position, and let's go ahead and switch legs. If you need to, you can kind of shake out that left leg. Now we're going to balance on the right foot. Same thing. Have your right leg nice and engaged, your glutes engaged. You bring your left foot up to where it was on the first side. Hands in prayer position, and we'll be here for 5 breaths. Exhaling for 5. Keep your abs engaged. Exhale for 4. Make sure you have your drishti on the floor. Exhale for 3. Feel free to grow your branches if you're solid in your position. Exhale for 2. And exhale for 1. Come back to a standing position. Samastiti. Now we'll go to the top of our mat, and we're going to go do another flow. The difference for this one is that we're going to end up sitting on the floor. So arms overhead, looking at the thumbs. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale as you move from high plank to low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And we move forward into a seated position with your feet straight out in front of you. Janu Sirsasana. This pose is really good for the hips and low back and stretching out the hamstrings. So take your right leg, bring your heel or your foot to the inside of your left thigh with your leg at a 90-degree angle. I always like to push myself up, make sure my pelvis is slightly tilted forward, looking out over the right foot, which is flexed. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale as we grab the bottoms of our feet if we can. If you can't get that far, your calves is fine, just so long as you're have some pressure so you're actually pulling yourself closer to your leg. So we'll be here for 4 more breaths. You should keep your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your arms engaged. And as we breathe in for 3, make sure you're breathing into that low back and see if you can continue to stretch forward while you're looking at your toes. Exhale for 2. And exhale for 1. Inhale as we sit up. Now we'll switch legs. Left foot to the right thigh. Right leg straight out in front. Toes flexed. Arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale as we bend over our legs, holding on to our feet, the bottoms of our feet or our calves. And our drishti is at our toes. We're here for 4 more breaths as we continue to feel that stretch in our low back and upper thighs. Inhale for 3. Inhale for 2. Inhale for 1. After your last exhale, inhale as you sit up.
and bring your legs out in front of you. We'll go ahead and flow one more time. Bring your feet together. Come up to the high plank position, low push-up, upward dog, and downward dog. Come back in to a seated position. We'll do Baddha Konasana, which is cobbler's pose. It's another great hip opener and stretch for our inner adductors, our inner thighs. Again, we bring our knees out to about a 90-degree angle, as close as you can get them. Your heels as close as you can get them into your groin area. You'll grab your feet with thumbs on top, fingers underneath. I always like to focus on making sure my pelvis is tilted slightly forward. Take an inhale and exhale as we forward fold, keeping our back straight. And we are pulling ourselves down, ultimately to reach our nose to the mat for today. Oh, and you keep your elbows pushing your legs or your knees down, so you keep that opening in your adductors, your inner thighs. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. Make sure as you exhale, you're just breathing into that low back and seeing if you can continue to add just a little bit more of pressure or pull. So you're pulling yourself down lower to the mat. Let's breathe one more time. Exhaling. And as we inhale, we sit up, knees out in front. Let's do one more flow. High push-up to low push-up. Upward dog, and you can smile because it's a great day. And downward dog. Now you can come to a seated position. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. We're going to lie down on our backs, just gently. Roll back. And lie flat. Bend your knees and bring your feet close to your bottom. I always like to see if I can have my fingertips just grazing my heels. And we're going to engage our glutes, our abs, and our upward and our legs to push ourselves up. So we're away from the ground, and we're up as high as we can with our hands on the ground. You can also interlace your fingers if you want to pull your shoulders further underneath. Want to keep your legs, your glutes, your abs engaged. Keep your hands and your arms on the ground. I have 2 more breaths here. Exhaling for 2. And exhaling for 1. Go ahead and inhale as you lower yourself to the ground. Let's give ourselves a big hug with our knees into our chest, wrapping our arms around our knees, bringing your head up, and giving yourself the biggest hug of your day.
Now let's go ahead and lay down. We're going to do a nice twist. So you can keep your right leg straight, your left leg bent, and just gently as you exhale, bring your left knee over your right leg and stretch that low back with your left arm stretched out to the side, looking over at the left arm, keeping the shoulders on the ground, and just enjoying that stretch in your hip and your low back. On your next inhale, go ahead and lay down. Now we're going to switch legs. Right leg bent. Bring it over your left leg into a twist. Bring your right arm out to the side, looking out over your right arm. And we'll stay here for 3 nice Ujjayi breaths. Breathing in for 2. Breathing in for 1. On our next inhale, we lie down. Let's do another hug. Let's see if we can hug ourselves even bigger than we did before. Knees in, arms wrapped around your legs, head up. Give yourself a nice big hug. And now we're lying down and going into Savasana. This is our final resting pose. And the idea here is to let it all go. You've done the work and now it's time to relax. So think about, have your legs about mat width apart, and your arms down at your side. You can take up some space here if you have it and share your space with your neighbor. And just relax your toes and your calves and your thighs, your low back. Just think about gravity pulling you down. Your shoulders on the ground, relaxed. The back of your head, your eyes are closed. Your arms and your hands are lying on the ground. And just think about gravity. Let gravity do what gravity does. Pull you to the ground with no effort on your side. You'll just breathe your normal breath. This is the opportunity to recuperate and relax. So stay there for a few minutes. I find that when I try to just totally relax, sometimes I start thinking about after class and my to-do list. So I find it's very good to think about as thoughts as clouds, and as they come into my mind, I just let them drift away. Those will be there after class. For right now, we're just relaxing. Just take a few minutes for deep breathing, and I'll call you back when it's time. All right, go ahead and begin wiggling your fingertips and your toes. If you like, you can reach your arms over your head. Take a nice full body morning stretch. Stretch out all those muscles that we worked so well today. And then roll over to your right side with your head resting on your bicep, keeping your eyes closed. Keeping that relaxed state. Stay here for another breath, just relaxing and enjoying a good moment. And with our eyes closed, we'll go ahead and sit up into a nice comfortable seating position, because we know how we like nice in that word. Let's bring our hands to our heart centers. And let's do a couple of breaths here. We're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth this time. Let's do 2 of these. Let's start with 1. So go ahead and breathe in. Exhale through your mouth. 1 more time. In. I want to thank you for sharing your practice with me today and being partners and friends as we've gone through this journey together for yoga teacher training. Namaste.
Namaste.